how to use Google Sites navigations, pages options, and also how to create new pages and everything when it comes to pages and navigation. I'm going to showcase everything that you need to know when it comes to these elements on Google Sites, just so you have a heads up and how to actually take things into your hands when it comes to these things. So we're going to actually go ahead and start by creating a blank site, and I'm going to show you everything that we have um, in order to start when it comes to creating new pages and so on. So we can just go to sites.google.com and click on blank site to get started. And by the way, I hope that you're doing great if I did not state that already. So in here, we're just going to give it a sample name. So let's just do example site just to get started. And this is going to be the first page here, the home page. So by default, we're not going to have any navigation whatsoever. And this is going to be because we don't have any other pages. Once you create a Google Sites, you're only going to have the one page, which is the home page. You don't have any other pages just yet. And actually, just to make things a little bit special with each page, because we could get a little bit confused, I'm just going to add different elements to each one of them. So this is page 1 with the purple title, and we are just going to leave it as it is. Now, to create new pages with Google Sites, it's very simple. You're going to have this menu on the right side, and in this menu you have the insert option, you also have the pages option, and you also have the themes option here. So you guessed it, you just wanted to go to the pages option. Now within the pages option, you're going to find a few things. You're going to find all the different pages that you have on your site in the pages option. So for the time being, we only have the home page, but you're going to be able to find any other pages if you had any. Next, we also have the plus icon here at the bottom, which is going to allow us to create new pages, add new links, I'm just going to explain each one of them later on, but for the time I'm just going to list them off. New page, new link, full page, embed, and we also have new menu section. So each one is going to have its own function. We are going to talk about them one by one. And lastly, we have the options settings here at the right side of every single page that we have. So to start off, if you want to create a new page, you basically just want to click on the plus icon and you want to click on the new page option, which should be the first one. And if you click on that, it's actually going to ask you for the name of the page. So let's just go ahead and do green as an example, obviously, and we can just click on done, or we can click on advanced, which is going to allow us to create a custom path for it, meaning your url.com/green or whatever it may be. This is the custom path basically. So we usually want to stick with the same name, so we can just do green. And if you're not sure, just leave it empty, and it's actually going to generate the closest thing to your name, not to your name, to the page's name. There you go. So I'm just going to leave it as green. So this way it's going to be myurl.com/green. This is how people are going to be able to access this specific page. So click on done. It's actually going to take us to that page, and a few things happened here. So let's just go and take note of each thing that happened. First, it's actually going to redirect us to that page. As you can see, we are on the green page, and we can just actually add the color of green to that just to make it a little bit unique. Second thing is that we actually have a new navigation bar here at the top, which was not existing already. So we have the home page and we also have the green page. So we can actually go and filter between them, and this is how the navigation bar works. So we added a page and it automatically adds it to the navigation bar, which I know what you may be thinking is that this could be a problem. If you're going to have plenty of different pages, then this screen is going to be full of pages, but we have a solution to that as well. Secondly, we also have the green page shown up within the pages section over here. So we have home page, and now we have the green page as well. So let's take this opportunity and go to the 3 dots right next to any page. Let's just go for the green one as an example. If you click on that, you're going to have a few options. You have the set as home page for any page that is not the home page. This is common sense. We also have the duplicates page. So if you want to actually go ahead and let's say you have a very well detailed page. For example, the home page was You did it greatly, you have a great design for it, you have plenty of elements in them, and you want to renovate it. But if you are, you're afraid to lose it or lose progress for that specific page, you could feel free to always just duplicate it and hide it from people. This way you can adjust it without having to fear losing any progress with that. So if anything goes wrong, you can just always revert back to the default one if you duplicate a page. So we also have the properties section. So if you click on properties, this is going to allow us to set up the custom path again and also change the name to it. So this is the properties section. We also have add subpage, which we are going to talk about in a little bit, which is going to be for a drop-down menu. And then we also have the option to hide from navigation, which is exactly how we could hide it from the menu here at the top. This is how we can manage not having way too many pages on the top of our screen. For example, let's actually go ahead and hide the green page from the navigation. Click on hide from navigation and it's actually going to be hidden. Now everything is going to be hidden right now for us because we don't have any other page to show except for the home one, so there's no need for any navigation to exist. But let's just go ahead and take it a step further and just create a new page one more time. Name it purple, or we already did purple, let's just do blue as an example, and I'm just going to leave the advanced option as they are and change the image to blue real quick. Okay, it's not supported. Anyways, you get the idea. So now you can actually see we have the navigation bar as home and blue, and we don't have the green one because it's hidden from the navigation. If you want to unhide it, click on the three dots and click on show in navigation. You can also feel free to drag and drop them. So if you want to change which one is actually going to be to the left or to the right, you can feel free to do so from here with a placement. But let's go ahead and move on to another section, which is going to be adding a new link. So instead of a new page, we can add a new link. This is going to be a little bit different from a new page because you can actually go ahead and add something to the navigation, which could be an external URL if you want to. So click on new link and let's just make this a little bit more easy to understand. Give it a name. So let's just do Google. And then we have the link. So you can actually go ahead and click on link if you want to. Link it to any page on this site, which doesn't really make sense to do unless you really want to. But if you want to link it to any other page, you could have just went with new page to get started with. But generally speaking, you would want to use this if you want to link them to other pages, for example, your social media or something like that. But we can just go to google.com and we have the open a new tab, whether you want that to happen or not. But if it's an external site, I recommend that you keep this on as open a new tab and click on done. This way, whoever clicks on this is actually going to be taken to google.com, as you can see. Or obviously any link that you add, not necessarily google.com. Now this is pretty much for the new link. Next we have full page embed, which is rarely used. Not a lot of people use it, to be honest, but some people do that have specific design ideas in their mind. For example, they can actually design a website with Canva and then just use it as a new full page embed in here. And I'm going to actually show you that. So let's just do Canva site as an example and click on done. And with this one, it's actually going to look like this, where you'll be able to add from Drive or add embed code. I'm just going to open up Canva real quick because I have a site in there. I'm going to showcase the full body embed right away. So I'm just going to open this up. Click on share on the top right. And then we just want to click on, I believe, embed, if I'm not mistaken. And from here, we just want to click on HTML embed code, copy that, and then we are good to go. We can just go back here, add embed code, and paste that in here. This is only one use case for it. Obviously, there's plenty of ways that you can also use this full body embed. But to be completely honest with you, I'm not really, I don't really have much knowledge when it comes to this because I don't really use that quite often. A lot of people out there could use it, but I'm not one of those people, to be honest. So this is for the full body embed, but we can just go to the plus icon and add one last thing, which is the new menu section. So this is going to be for the drop down. Now, we did not speak about any drop downs just yet, but you can actually go ahead and create a drop down menu with the Google Sites. And to do so, it's very simple. You have different pages here. So you have different pages here. And if you want to create a drop down menu, just drag one page which you want it to be nested underneath, and just drag it underneath, or not underneath, just select the other page with it. So for example, if you want green to be under blue, just drag green, hold it on top of blue, and then just let go. And it's actually going to create this for you where people are going to be able to access the green and the drop down menu, as you can see. So let's just go ahead and drag everything under blue here for a second. And you can actually see we only have home and blue. And people can actually go ahead and click on blue. This is very important to keep this in mind. People can actually go ahead and click on the blue page. And they can also click on the other pages within it. So they can go to this, they can go to google.com, they can do all of these things. But be aware that it actually can click on blue, because this is going to segue to our other point, which is going to be new menu section over here. This is actually going to create a drop down menu, but without clicking on the main option, much like the blue one, or unlike the blue one. So let's just do drop down, click on done. And now we can actually see we can't really click on drop down itself because it's not a page, it's just a drop down menu. So it's going to function much like a drop down menu without the ability to click on it itself. So here, if you click on blue, it's actually going to take us to the page. But if we click on drop down, nothing's going to happen. But we can obviously click on these drop down sites that are nested underneath. So click on drop down, nothing happens. Click on blue, something happens. This is the difference between them. And this is pretty much what you need to know when it comes to these things. Obviously, each is going to have the ability to hide from navigation. If you hide the main drop down menu item, everything underneath it is also going to be hidden. So that's a given. And if you unhide it, just make sure to also unhide everything underneath it, just to be sure. So this is pretty much what you need to know when it comes to the navigation pages and also these elements for Google Sites. Now I just need to note one last thing before I leave, is that if you just go to settings here for Google Sites itself, just click on settings. And for the first option here, we have navigation. Mode is top by default, but you can actually go ahead and make it a side one. Click on it and just make it side, and you can actually go ahead and see that we created a hamburger menu instead, with also keeping the function of the drop down menu and so on. Again, you can't really click on drop down, but you can click on blue. So hopefully you found this video to be informative and helpful, and thanks for watching.